Hello, parents. I had a couple things that I wanted to talk to you guys about and kind of make sure that we're all set up for as we continue further into quarter four. I think in the beginning, my mindset was we're going to do this and it will be brief and then we'll be back. And right now, I'm just not sure. And so as we continue forward, I want to make sure that I am doing things the best way I can for you and for the students. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about those things. But before I do, I want to start with a little bit of a devotion and a prayer. For April 26th, don't worry about tomorrow. Matthew 6:34. So do not worry or be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will have worries and anxieties of its own. Sufficient for each day is its own trouble. Trying to solve tomorrow's problems today only steals the energy God has prearranged for you in order to enjoy today. Don't waste your time worrying. It is vain and useless. When Jesus instructed us not to worry about tomorrow, he was saying that we should deal with life one day at a time. He gives us the strength we need as we need it. God, please give us all that strength today and all the days to come. Please keep us healthy, happy, and safe. Protect our families and bring us ever closer to you. In your name, amen. Okay, so like I said, early on, I was thinking that this will be maybe a couple weeks and then things will kind of reset and we'll come back. And it seems like things might last a little longer than I expected and already have. Thank you guys for sending kind words, and thank you for sharing any of the joys and the victories. Thank you also for sharing the struggles and frustrations. I think one of the hardest things for me is feeling kind of useless being at home, because I'm used to being with the kids where I can help them and do something. And every time you share with me a frustration or a concern or a fear, it means that I'm allowed to help again. And I want to help them. Half my job is usually just hearing Mrs. Lombard and running to help a kid. And, I miss that. So thank you for sharing the good and the bad. And I hope you continue to do so that I can continue to help and to share in your joy. Thank you for checking grades. A lot of you have gotten back to me and told me that you've been kind of keeping tabs on how the kids are doing. I know that there are fewer grades than usual just because we can't give as much work when we're not there to do work. When I'm not there to do work with them, it should not fall onto you for them to be asking questions and clarifying and having to get through lessons that would be a lot faster if I was there teaching the way that I usually do. That being said, we are starting a new quarter-esque. We're partway through now, and the grades that I have are looking pretty positive unless they're missing items. I will be sending out progress reports on Friday to let you know if that's the case. I've already sent out some emails notifying you if there's work that I think your student has probably finished and just didn't send in. That being said, if you haven't gotten to look at the grades, please do, or talk to me about them, and I can let you know if your child is missing something or needs to work on or fix something. I'd be happy to have them go back and look over assignments that they feel they didn't fully comprehend the first time. This is something I would usually do in school. If I see it and I'm like, this doesn't look quite right, I want your kid to have another shot. So I realized as I was looking through and talking with my team this week that I have been keeping the grades, obviously, and putting them up online, and I've been keeping notes for myself, but I haven't been writing into the documents, and that means that I'm kind of eliminating a feedback element for the students. Like I said, this is new. This has never happened to any of us before, so I'm sorry that that's missing, and I want to make sure that it is there moving forward. So for the grades from this past week, I'm going to make sure that when I go through the Google Docs, I am marking like wrong, right, putting that grade at the bottom in red so they can see the work they've done. They can go back, they have a chance to go back to it. I have not done this for all the past weeks. Like I said, you can get the immediate feedback for the Google Forms and so for the quizzes and stuff, but for the documents, I just didn't mark it in there. I was writing it in my own notes. I don't know why it didn't occur to me, but like I said, this is all new. If there are particular assignments that you that are from the past few weeks and you're like, hey, I'd really like your notes on this. I'll go back into it. Please tell me the exact ones though, because there are so many. So to that end, I have two kind of changes I'd like to make. So first is for ease of locating and keeping the work together, as well as to the ease of them going back to review their work from previous weeks, I would like all students' work to be in one document for each week. Some families are already doing this. Some families have a system set up, an organized little table of contents. That's awesome. If you're doing that, keep that. But sometimes students are putting multiple documents, and though I'm able to get the work, it's going to be a lot harder, I realize, if I'm giving feedback for them to go back later, because they're going to have to dig through all of their things to find the many different Google Docs that they created for each of the separate assignments. I'd like it all in one. So, for example, if there's a grammar page, if they do a workbook page, if they have to write a response to something we read, or if, we did a Foursquare, those should all be in one document together. If it's something that they did on paper and you took a picture of it, just insert that photo into the document. You can label it by the date, put their name in the title, and then share it with me. If you share it at the beginning and there's only one thing in it, that's okay. I will go back to all of them at the end of the week, but I would like all of their work for the week in that one document, except obviously for like Google Forms. That one gets shown to me separately. You don't have to put anything in the document about that. But please do not make a bunch of separate documents. I'd like it all to be in one Google document. Just title each page of the document so I can see which assignment is which. This will make it a lot easier for me to just grade them all in one place, but really for your student when they go back, and we shouldn't be in the habit of going back to see the work that we've done and how it went and review it so that we're more ready for the next week. So I want to make sure that element is there. This will make it easier for me and for them. Second thing, since I'm going to be starting to make sure that I'm marking in each of those documents, I would say maybe talk to your students a little bit about this so that they have an opportunity to review as well. But now that I'm going to be doing this, please let me know if there are particular past assignments that you want to see those markings for. I think it would be a lot for me to dig back through every single one and write in my notes. But I understand if there are certain ones that you're like, hey, why did my kid get this grade? Tell me. Give me the title of the assignment and I will go back and I'll write my stuff in immediately. I have my notes and everything. It would just be a lot, and I know that going forward is probably more what we're focusing on now. So please, please, please let me know. So those are the two things. All students work in one document per week, unless you have an already approved system that I've talked to you about. And two, I will be grading and writing my notes and putting the grades down in the documents at the end of the week. If they finish a page, like one section during the week, and it's like shared with me while it's partly done, you can mark maybe the ones that are already finished. They do 1 through 12 or vocab right at the bottom, done, and then I can just grade it right away, or wait till the end. Either one is fine with me. So those are my two big changes. I hope you are doing well. I know that this is difficult. I'm praying for you every day. I love your students, and I hope by proxy that you are experiencing some joy during this time that you are spending with them at home. Thank you again for all your support and kindness. I know that it's just a difficult adjustment, but having your students share and talk to me and give me feedback makes it a lot easier, because it feels a lot more like what we had before. If you or your child needs anything, I am always here to listen or to help. And if any of this is confusing, or if you have any further questions, please reach out to me right away. We can schedule a time for me to call and talk to you about it. I want to make sure everyone feels comfortable and confident moving forward. I know that things are uncertain right now, but at least you can be certain that I am trying to keep things organized, and I'm trying to keep your kids learning and excited and interested in what we're doing. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and may God bless you and keep you well.